For my doctoral work, and for most of my career, what I have focused on is the power of drawing to affect meaning in science. All right, now I want you to raise your hand if you have students who are reading below grade level. Wowzers. All right? You have ELL students. All right? You have special needs students. Okay. Y'all just check that's part of my data. A teacher with high school students reading at the 4th grade level was trying to assess the effect of drawing on the teaching of photosynthesis. And at the beginning, she drew this little picture, and it says, photosynthesis starts... Oh, that's a little bit better. Photosynthesis starts at the sun, and the flowers begin to grow and draw oxygen. All right, so right off the bat, you find out that this student thinks photosynthesis happens where? In the flower. She knows it involves the sun. She knows it involves, but you'll also notice when students are sort of not confident, they'll do a really pretty, elaborate diagrams to cover up the fact that they don't know anything. All right? Afterwards, just a little tiny excerpt from this pilot study. I think these are from students. I think the drawings would be a wise choice for studying than just going over the notes, because the drawing is your sense and understanding. I would like to use more drawings instead of taking a lot of notes. Again, raise your hand if you think you would have a little trouble drawing a picture that explains why that mass is conserved in a chemical reaction. All right, now we're getting somewhere. I would argue that if you don't have a deep enough understanding of a specific content that you're trying to teach, that you could draw it on the back of a napkin, you probably need to get to that point before you teach it. All right, you can open your eyes now. All right, my man, Leonardo da Vinci, argued that it was the artist's skill in perceptual thinking that was essential to the scientist who was trying to unravel the mysteries of the natural world. Anybody recognize this diagram? It is. It is Edison's original diagram as he began to work from his mental model of a light bulb to an actual working design. All right, here are some questions that I'm going to invite you to explore with me. What will happen if you teach science through drawing? Will there be changes in skills and achievement in your classroom? Wouldn't that be cool? Will there be an emergence of new ideas? Will your attitudes change? Will student engagement and performance change? We will be looking at drawing as ways to engage your students, to assess your students, and to explain science content. This is just part of it. And this is the introduction to the sketch note. Open the next page, and I want you to do a spread across 2 pages, and I want you to do something like this, like I've written up here, and I want you to write the science and art of the knobbed whelk in your neatest handwriting across 2 pages of your sketchbook. This is what I call the draw with me. This is where we're firing which neurons? Your mirror neurons. It's drawing as a kinesthetic visual activity. I've got a pretty nice visual of this creature, which is called the knobbed whelk. First of all, before I do anything, I want to dispel the notion that this is a conch. This is a conch. All right? Conchs are vegetarians. Stick your tongues out. All right. Snails have special tongues called radulas that are covered with scraping devices. If you are a conch, all you eat is algae, and you just need something that, like little tiny bumps, like a cat's tongue. If, however, you are a knobbed whelk, you are a vicious carnivore, and your tongue is covered with teeth. Do it. All right. Now, to teach dorsal ventral surfaces, imagine that you were like this, and your tongue is going down. So put your head in a position where dorsal is up and ventral is down, and now I want you to go, All right, that's really important for you to get that. The other thing that's important is how does this thing move? Notice that I'm prepping you do with kinesthetic memory, and we are mirroring. You're seeing me doing this, is getting in your brains. I promise I'm not making this up. This is happening in all of you who have had at least one cup of coffee. All right. So, nothing in nature is by accident. All right? So this thing moves like this. All right? Now, I primed the pump. Now what I want you to do, since you don't all have whelks at your tables, which you would, is I want you to do an air drawing. In an air drawing, you take your index finger like it was a pencil, and I want you to imagine that a giant wave is coming really fast, and you don't have very much time to draw this, all right? So, I want you to very quickly, in about 3 seconds, draw the whelk. Ready? All right, ready? Make the sound. Okay? Got it? Got it? Now, in your sketchbook, will you please remember what you just did? You did that just really quick drawing. You got to get it down before the shell comes. Before the wave comes. All right, watch what I do now. Get your shoulders all loose. Everybody, loosen up shoulders. When you take my classes, it's a lot of calisthenics and breathing. All right, so I'm all loose. It's coming. A couple of you may have trained with me and seen this exercise. All right, now you do one really quick. Do it in 5 seconds. Here comes the wave. Hurry. I just want to capture the sense of it. All right, now, I want to take you through an exercise that's going to allow you to teach about 8 of your life science standards. And while you do the draw with me exercise, you ask questions. So, where does this creature live?
Ocean.
All right, well, let's indicate that in the simplest way we can. Which is to just, and if you have markers, use them. If not, don't worry about it. So we've simply drawn this simple line that shows that it lives underneath the ocean. All right? How does it move? Slide. Okay, get these verbs are awesome. How does it move? Does it slide? Does it crawl? Does it swim?
It crawls and stirs.
Okay, so to speed up the time, I would have elicited all sorts of really funky verbs, and we would have explored those verbs, and then I would say, all right, what do you move with? What part of your body?
Feet.
Your feet. All right. Well, this dude also has a foot, but it is the funkiest looking foot you ever saw, and it looks like this. Whoa. Draw it. That is his biggest, weirdest foot, and it's all muscle. And when you do your sketch note, you only put a very few words, but I'm going to go ahead and mark this as a foot. All right, so we got it. We're doing the characteristics of living things. Does it move?
Yes.
Does it breathe?
Yes.
Do you think it has to breathe?
Yes.
All right. It does breathe. As a matter of fact, it has this amazing siphon that is pointed up. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say to be continued. Christine? Do I have 3 minutes? Promise? All right, y'all want me to continue this? Okay. I just know. All right. So this is awesome because notice that it's pointed up because this thing is gooshing up all sorts of sand. And who wants to get sand in their gills? Nobody. So in comes the oxygen plus the water, and it comes in through this nice little canal, and here are the gills. And gills under a microscope are so beautiful. They look like big pink feathers. All right, so we've got it moving, we've got it breathing, and now it has to eat. So out of the ventral surface when it's not scared, comes this little head. Has these little teeny eyes that can only sense sun, but these things, these tentacles. Put your hands over here like this. These tentacles, now put your head down and stick your tongue out. All right? It is tasting the water. You're never too old to do this, anybody. All right? You're tasting the water with your tentacles. But remember, out of the bottom of your mouth comes this tooth-covered tongue, which is called a radula. All right? So, a radula.
Can you
All
spell it?
right.
I can't see.
R-A-D-U-L-A. Sorry, radula. All right. So, what we're going to do is during lunch, when we come back for lunch, I will tell you the rest of the story because you are not going to believe